god.
Jay, take your
Jay.
time. I just want to say I like the Boba Fett helmet.
I love the energy.
Big fan.
It's coming in hot.
Yeah, he is coming in hot.
I need both of these. Come on.
I'm analyzing
This
your
is so
office, buddy.
weird.
I'm enjoying it.
This is not my office. My office has been removed. This is a corner of my lounge room. We have a
Corner of your lounge room is pretty sweet.
It
It
is.
To
is.
bring you up to speed, all
Is
you've
that the
missed out
TARDIS?
on is song lyrics in Dwarvish
Is that the TARDIS in
and
Starry Night?
discussions about dinosaurs.
1 second. Yes, that is the TARDIS exploding, the Vincent Van Gogh.
That's awesome.
Yes. I got to put more
See,
on the
see,
display.
guys, I am a sophisticated man. See,
Mm-hmm.
Vincent Van Gogh, I recognized it.
What the hell?
Dude, I got to tell you, Vincent Van Gogh did
Shush,
not
shush.
paint the TARDIS exploding.
Shush! It's a rendition of Starry Night.
No. In that episode of Doctor Who, he did paint the TARDIS exploding, didn't he? That's a Van Gogh.
Is that what
I
Starry Night
was
is?
I was talking real.
Oh,
life.
real life, yeah. No, I
Oh.
give a.
You were talking.
You know, sorry
Dynasty's
guys.
claiming-
Here, I
Dynasty's
feel like I'm
claiming
being
to be a
appreciated by
classy-
Spar.
To be classy because he recognised the Van Gogh. I'm like, yeah.
It's a Van Gogh in a way.
And he goes, well, now it's bigger on the outside as well.
Where the hell's my book? There it is.
That was really funny, and it just got skipped over.
I
That's
didn't
for you in the edit later.
Yeah.
Close that.
Oh.
just
Don't think I-
mute all of us and only focus on Dante's audio at that point.
And whenever he edits, I get these messages at work going, you just said this, and I'm pissing myself. Like,
So
can't
many
believe
times
we
you-
didn't
you
hear
say
it.
this- You say this little a bit of it, and it just gets missed in whatever's happening. And then when
Well,
I'm
it's 'cause
boosting
Dante
everyone's
will say it
audio,
so
I'll hear it.
quietly.
Yeah. And especially that was the last one or the second last one when your audio was
yeah, it was
Here.
cool.
Here's a note to Spar for the future. When you go to do this part, subtitle around all four of us, the three of us, all four of us, because Jay was paying attention. He was doing a shit ton of stuff right there. He just threw a box. Just not paying attention, and that was muted with a little effects. I don't know. Figure it out.
I think you're trying to find the notebook that's got to where the fuck we're up to.
I'm trying to find my damn map. That case has all my maps in it. I don't need it. Whatever. Hi.
Hey,
I'm
mate.
here now.
See ya.
How is everyone on this fine evening?
Doing a lot better naps than you do when you just did.
That was worth the wait.
That was worth the
you-
wait.
You can
There
start
it
the
is.
stream now, Spar J's here.
I love you. I love you, Lily. She found my notes. She found them.
Oh, good on you, Lily.
She found them.
Legend.
Nope, wrong map. That's Strixhaven. Thank you, though. I do need that. I do need that. That's okay. It'll be somewhere. I don't need it.
Saving us in other ways.
I don't need it. It's fine. I can remember it. And if I can't, the canon is changing.
We've got the
If I
Tail
can't, the
Squire
canon
one.
is changing.
Canon is- I did this. I've got like 30 pages of notes. You can't change the canon on me now.
Oh no, I meant the world map. The world map.
Oh, gotcha.
All
All right,
right.
guys. So now we're not doing this anymore. We're going to Waterdeep. That's the only module I got.
Yeah.
I'd like to see you fucking try.
I don't have the
There
module,
you go.
to be honest. I was lying. I think I do have the module for
Yeah.
Phandalin.
Actually, because of the wonderful friend who's sharing all the books with you guys on D&D Beyond, you should have it on D&D Beyond.
There's so many
don't,
books.
don't do this to me, man. Don't
You're talking
force me
about
into a
changing the
corner I can't
canon.
talk my way out of.
That's
Give me
all
the
my
raw
pages of
chocolate again.
notes.
Jesus, man.
30
Yeah.
30 or 40 pages. One.
Got
I'm going to count
Yeah.
that.
There it is. While beyond the Witchlight.
about the same.
Why do I have two pens?
I
don't
gave
need
up
two
on
pens.
taking notes because I have Dante and Spar in the group. So thank you guys.
Half of my little notebook, yeah.
Chick, it's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I love you.
6, 7, 8. We love you too.
So,
Yeah, they didn't
Uh,
give you money.
what are you guys up to? What are you guys doing?
I was
Oh.
about to head to bed. It's a bit late.
Yeah.
Look, fair enough. It is late.
Right.
I understand. I'm a lot later than I meant to be. I
Albert gets eaten by
apologize
the fire in a
profusely.
Saurus Rex.
You guys are in Bavlorna's cottage. There it is.
Yeah,
Where's my map? There it is.
I've got the Tailspire open.
It's all good.
but I don't have characters in it at the moment.
Yes, that's just because I haven't loaded in. It hides all the information. It basically, when you're in Tailspire, it will, the moment that I leave, because I'm the DM, it will freeze the game until I go back into it, so you can't snoop around the map and have a look at it.
Well, it freaked me out when I loaded it up. It loaded me in as the GM, and it's like, here's all the assets, and here's all of the.
Oh,
units, and
that's right.
here's
I gave
I
you
just went,
GM
"Ah!"
privileges.
I just shut myself.
Why would you
like,
give Smart GM privileges? That's scary.
I gave it to him because there's certain like camera stuff you can only do with GM privileges, and I figured if he's going to be streaming it, I want him to be able to have a good view of it. And part of the assets won't load properly because they're all Hero Forge made. So until I go in and re-upload the Hero Forge when I open it, it's anyway. So at the end of last session, you all murdered an old lady. Just
Hells yeah.
so quickly. She went down like a sack of bricks, guys.
That did help with Zenfire doing. We were just working out the damage, taking her from 9 to 65 damage with his double 20s.
Yep. Oh no, I'll be struggling to roll another 20 for the rest of the campaign. You watch.
Jay goes, "Oh, this is gonna be a good fight." Dante's nat 20 twice.
The whole
I buffed her so much. I nearly doubled her HP. I extended her spell slots list out. I gave her 2 extra very powerful abilities that other hags have, and you guys just wasn't a thing.
Jay, can I add?
Did someone say Tony?
That we've been discussing over the last few weeks that I finally got Zenfire to put his armor on. So he actually did those crits in the nude. He wasn't wearing it.
He wasn't wearing his plate.
Turns out I've been carrying my very heavy armor in my bag
put his
and
armor
not
on.
equipping it.
Do you know what I also haven't? Do you know what I've also had weeks to do and haven't done yet?
Is it a magical axe?
I think it is. I have neglected to finish fine tuning and send through a magical axe. So let's hope there's no combat this session.
I'm happy to wait. That's right. I've got armor on now, so it's all good.
I choose to fight Zenfire right here, right now.
Yeah, well done.
I'll use
Those
the
getting
stick,
pressed.
use your
You can do the axe.
No, I'll just.
So
I thought Snack was going to turn you into a T-Rex.
Dueling T-Rexes.
That's why you dug it with them arms, eh?
I can't even stand up, let alone cast a fucking
What
spell.
were we looking at there? A unicorn.
this is my story tracker from the book, so it just lets me track all of your curses, who has the items, the things you're missing, the curse tied to them, any important things, like when you guys gave buttons to the Calliope, and I was just pointing out that I crossed out all of Zenfire's ones, because he's done. It also tells me where you guys can find an alicorn.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, we still have to
Just
find that.
hold that up again. I didn't say it.
And we've got to go back to what was his name? The hair with the long scarf. We've got to go back to long scarf's thing and get old mate's head back too.
So
we've got to get Pupperclaw's head back.
I will correct myself here. I actually made a mistake. I have gone back through the book to double check my notes. I made a mistake when I told you that that's where it was. The head is in Bavlorna's cottage. That was a mistake on my part, so I'll own that and I'll correct that. So your characters, as opposed to the information that it's with Longscarf, it is actually in Bavlorna's cottage. You guys know that. Bavlorna has his head.
Well, our plan was to, when we finished the last session, was to search the cottage and return all of the stolen items. That was our last discussion.
All of the stolen items.
What I noticed in my notes.
Well, to find the stolen items. That was where I left.
It says that someone stole a book.
Someone stole a book.
That was so long ago. So the book that you're talking about is Bavlorna's Book of Bad Blood.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's the one you're talking about.
Yeah, but that got thrown back to her, didn't it?
That's
Rank had it. He took it from my guts.
Yeah, that's the book that was stolen
Really sure
by.
she won't be reading it anytime soon.
Yeah, she's not going to need that anymore.
She's got bad blood.
It specifically says in the book there is no outcome. Like every major boss fight and every printed wizard's book has like a what happens if the person dies, what happens if they live. There is nothing in the book about what happens if Bavlorna dies because she's just not meant to. You're just not meant to melt her that quickly. I had to actively go through and be like, well, what now?
Well, the naked dwarf just
Yeah, this is some
no.
naked jewel
So
wielding.
I also
guys-
have,
You guys were going to. Oh, sorry.
I have one more question. Do I still have this apparent brooch?
Which brooch? Remind me.
It's a haste spell, once only, 3 willing.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You still have that.
Right.
That is still
And
working.
did we use our fortuitous circumstance, or we still have that available?
You still have the fortuitous circumstance.
we don't get to choose that though. That's up to Grumpy
You
God.
you choose when to
Oh,
use it.
okay,
You
yeah,
choose
yeah,
when to
yeah.
use
Oh, do
it.
we?
You choose when to use it. I determine what happens.
Oh, I thought it was all just.
No, a fortuitous
No.
circumstances. You guys can use it whenever you want. You can choose
Yeah,
at
sure.
any moment to use it. It might do something immediately. It might do something in 7 sessions. You don't know.
Right.
Can we use it now and bring Bavlorna back to life? And fix it?
No, bro.
taking a
Come
vote on that.
on.
You just
So-
walk
Not to work so
with
hard
the
to
shins
defend
and
her.
cheese.
So
I'm
you guys
not
want to.
entering that fucking dance again.
We're doing Winter's backwards.
So you guys have defeated Bavlorna. Sitting on the ground nearby is a golden cage that is on its side with the door open as Sir Talavar sort of stands up and cracks his back a bit and rides himself. And, Charlie, oh, sorry, a bit of blood stuck in my throat. I don't feel well. And then he just falls over.
Can I cast healing on him?
You can if you want. He is not. He just looks exhausted.
Oh, poor thing.
No, we need to give him a bit of health.
There's an
we'll
IV
do-
drip.
He just
We'll
needs a rest.
do healing word.
I'll say it's okay. You're a cleric. You don't have to spend a spell slot on this one. You just sort of go over and
Give him a hug.
channel your clerical
Pat
magic sort of over him. And you see sort of like the color return to his face a bit. You wipe up some of the blood and he sort of wakes up and thank you, good chap. Well,
And
that,
can I let him know that his valor was not forgotten?
what are you talking about?
Oh god.
That's an odd thing to just say, but righto. Anyway, that didn't go to plan. He's just sort of standing on the ground. You see one of his wings has clearly been cut off and is bandaged, so he can't fly anymore at the moment. He just sort of stands there with hands on both hips. Well, all's well that ends well, I guess. So you said you wanted to go about searching Bavlorna's cottage. Did you guys want to do you guys just want me to go through each room, bottom to top? Do you guys want to tell me exactly where you want to go? How do you guys want to go about searching it? Because
I ain't going anywhere alone.
she's dead. You guys can just, as a group, go room to room looting this place if you want.
Did
Let's
we
start from the
loot
bottom
her-
to the top.
Did we
Keep
loot
me
her
away from
corpse?
mirrors, please.
Pardon, sorry, Samar?
Did we loot her? I think we shook her
Yes.
pockets out and looted
She
her
didn't. She didn't really have anything on her.
because it was in the cupboard, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in the cupboard.
So
I stole the
would you say
blood
she was
specimen
armless?
from her, though. Her cat.
Yes. Oh, and at this point, Jay, I was just saying to these guys before you came on that now that you've given Rannick an undead familiar, my eyes are glowing red anytime I'm near that cat.
I'd like to point out that this undead. So it's clearly an undead cat, but the entire right side of its face that's rotten away has been sewn up with It looks like a
Yeah,
like
no
like
thing.
it's rotten, but where the skull would have been rotted away is just cloth. So it's half toy, half undead. It just looks weird. It is
It's a sack boy cat.
the end of its tail, the last 4 or 5 inches is just sewn on. You can see parts of it have patches, the way that you would patch up an old coat.
Oh,
Um,
God.
This cat's chill though. He's chill. He ain't no snitch.
Can I make it canon where he just rides on my shoulders?
As the cat would pull it, that is totally not hella tight. I don't know if you'd be able to get away with it. You could try.
Well, would it be hella tight him following me? Come on.
Well,
No,
Can-
I'm joking. This cat would never say hella tight. He's too much of a hipster.
could we? like if we are able to go through systematically,
Yep.
work our way through the cottage, like floor by floor, room by room, is everyone else okay with that? Because we've got AJ waiting for us downstairs.
You do, yeah.
Yes.
So what we'll do is obviously the rooms are marked 1 through X number. I'll just go from 1 and we'll just go straight down the list of rooms and I'll tell you what every single room in our house is. Some of the rooms you would have explored already, so I'll sort of gloss over them. I'll just let you guys know if there's any treasure. I'll say that once you inform Clapperclaw and AJ that she's dead, they'll come. Clapperclaw will come with you. AJ can't, but Clapperclaw will. And Clapperclaw has a little bit of wizardly magic about him, so he can help identify various magical items. And we'll just list off everything you guys find if you want. So here comes all your loot. So the first room is the preservation pool. This is the room where you entered, the very large room right on the bottom floor where Zenfire got sucked through a mirror. The only thing to note in here, other than your friends, is floating sort of above the water, now that you have time to look at it, is a lily pad. It's sort of just bobbing there a little bit. This is actually a magical item called the bobbing lily pad. It's basically like, it's like, and if you guys seen, what's that show where the guy dies a lot and it never ends? Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, whichever one.
Dragon Ball. That was not a
That
good
could have been,
description of
that
Dragon
could
Ball.
have been
I'm a
so
Dragon Ball
many,
fan, bro.
You're right.
so many anime shows.
You know what? I hold to that. That was a good description of Dragon Ball.
That
The
could have
show
been
never
It
ends,
is,
and
but-
he dies a lot.
Rick and Morty.
But you know the like cloud that he rides on? This is like a lily pad that kind of does the same thing. Like it skids along the ground. It's like a lily pad that you can ride like a mount almost.
It's
Does
like
it
monkey
only work on
magic.
water though?
It's like a monkey magic.
Not as far as you're aware. Clapperclaw would tell you that So this magic vehicle has a 10-foot diameter leaf that floats on water, so it can actually fit 4 of you. I would say all of you, since Miss Snack's relatively small. It has tendrils that propel it across land and the water surface, but not underwater, as well as through the air. It has a walking, flying, and swimming speed of 20 feet, so it moves slower than you, but it can fly. And it also moves according to your spoken directions while you are riding it. It does require attunement by one of you. So one of you has to attune to it, and then it will follow your commands. It can transport up to 300 pounds without hindrance. It can carry up to twice that weight, but it moves at half speed.
Oof.
So anything over 300 pounds, it will basically be at 10 feet.
That's just luggage.
Yeah, just luggage is weight.
Hey, he said we could all ride on there. Don't weight shame me.
I said you could all. I should clarify. You can all
fit on it.
fit on it. I should have clarified. The next one
So
is
there may be some
the.
encumbrance.
So the rooms around the preservation pool include the taxidermy workshop, which you guys went into.
Okay.
So as you enter, a horse's head leers at you with glossy eyes, its lips drawn back from pointed yellow teeth. The head is affixed to a large 8-limbed armature made of wicker and wire, situated so that it faces the doorway where you enter. Near it is a wooden crate. Flies buzz about this disordered room, landing occasionally on animal carcasses that lie strewn in small piles. On a low table rests an assortment of tools: saws, knives, scrapers, a hand-cranked drill, sewing thread and needles, and awls, around several taxidermic subjects in various stages of completion. A shelf that looks on the verge of collapse leans against a wall between 2 windows and bears the weight of dozens of stuffed horrors. Each one is an artless combination of 2 or more animals. This appears to be her taxidermy workshop.
Is there a head in there somewhere that might fit our pumpkin adorning friend?
You do see hanging upon you do see a horse's head that appears to have had ram's horns attached to it that is leering at you. It is affixed to that large 8-limbed armature of wicker and wire. When you see that head, Clapperclaw points at it and goes, "Oh, yes, that one." That's not his voice, but I haven't had a chance to watch back my Clapperclaw voice, so I've got to do that.
So I think we should give it to him, shouldn't we?
I-
I'm happy to reach up and
Wasn't his
grab it.
head in the other place?
No, that's what Jay said
that's
before.
what
He
he
changed
said
it.
it, yeah.
Yeah, he mixed it up.
I stuffed
Oh,
up. That was
It
a
was subterfuge.
yeah, that was a me mistake. I stuffed that one up.
Way to rub it
Okay.
in his face, Egg. Damn.
Yeah,
So,
you got to.
Egg on your face. Ha.
You lift the head.
That was a slow burn. I was watching Jay, and then the words just worked their way into my ear, and I went, "Oh no, that was such a bad dad joke."
I think I'm ready to go back on a 2-month leave.
I know. I'm not getting the
Look at
med.
Jay's face right now. He's pondering why he's here.
I was already an hour late. What's 2?
Two's bedtime.
Yeah. So, you place the head upon Clapperclaw, removing the gourd, and you watch as Clapperclaw is lifted up in a burst of light as these shining tendrils swirl around him. And just like that one scene from that one Shrek movie, Clapperclaw is turned into a gorgeous prince. He still looks exactly the same. He's just far more confident now.
Right. So he has a horse's head with 2 ram's horns.
That was actually a very good description, Jay, because I imagined that perfectly in my head.
I watched Shrek 2 like 2 days ago, so
He just Princess Fiona'd that shit. Yep.
I watched it in preparation for a horror D&D game, actually, or Call of Cthulhu game. I'm not going to explain what that's about, but hey.
Oh, I'm so curious now, Jay.
Oh no, it's just I don't like horror movies, so I've been watching a lot of horror movies to sort of get some ideas and inspiration for a horror game I'm going to run. And Shrek 2 is a good cool down movie for me because that movie is a banger.
So if that's where your level is for horror, Shrek 2, you are fucked.
Shrek 2 goes
Shrek 2,
hard.
a banger.
It is Shrek 2, a banger. That movie goes hard.
Up on Rotten Tomatoes.
So do any of you want anything in this room other than the specimens and the tools? There's not really much going on.
Any useful tools that we would sort of.
I mean, for torture maybe, or taxidermy if any of you are into that.
Hey, you said torture. My ears were perked.
Oh yeah,
Fun
yeah.
fact: between taxidermy and torture, one of those two things is the moral, and it's not the one you're thinking. I'm having a weird night.
Just go with it.
Yeah. So
You're in the right place.
So yeah, it appears she makes like
the taxidermy tools.
There's various chimeric style horrors. You find like a large crate that just says Bavlorna on the side of it. Looking in, you can see it's just like full of flies that are just alive. Don't know what that's about. You can see that there's like you do find one interesting thing, and that is that in this crate, when you open it and the swarm of flies finally clears out the windows, you do find an interesting thing, and that is this crate is huge, but like it's not small. Curled up at the bottom is an 8-legged reptile with orange spikes running along its back. If any one of you wants to make me a nature check to see if you can determine what this creature is, I'll tell you what this creature is.
I've just put my clothes back on.
Yeah, we can do nature checks.
Does an 8 suffice?
An 8 does not.
Is this with a what's
Where
the
the
nature
heck is
check?
the nature
Seven,
check?
then?
Yeah.
You guys should have a nature skill. So just D20 plus your nature.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Yeah,
There it is.
it's an alphabet.
Oh,
order.
I got
God.
19.
I know the alphabet's hard.
Oh, I got
Oh
12.
yes, snack. You definitely know what this is.
I got a 3.
I got a 12.
I'd much rather burn our low rolls now.
Egg. What are we looking at?
Oh, we didn't lose
Got
him again. Did
7.
It's a rabbit.
It's a rabbit.
Right.
Yeah, it's a fair,
No,
fair
I don't
beastie
mean what are we looking at as in
claw.
what's in the crate. I mean, what are we... God damn it, Egg. You know what I mean. Trying to hurt me on purpose.
I think we just got the episode title. It's a rabbit.
But it's a box.
got it with 7, so I'm like,
Yeah, it's a rabbit.
With orange.
Snack.
skin and-
You know what this creature is. You know that this creature is a very powerful magical creature. You can see that it has 8 legs, total, 4 on either side, large orange spikes. It has this massive maw that wraps all the way around the front of its like circular head. You know that this is a creature, a very long reptilian creature known as a basilisk. You know that basilisks are relatively mundane. They grow to be very large. They're very large reptiles. The only thing interesting about a basilisk is that it has the ability to turn someone to stone with its gaze.
Oh.
And it can do that even in death. A basilisk's eye, as long as it is intact, will still function. This basilisk appears to have had its eyes removed, however.
Huh. So where are the eyes?
It's like a trap coming up.
Hmm.
I do have a
Okay,
quick
everyone
question. Who's-
blindfold yourselves and
look
we
for
just
the
feel
eyes.
our way through.
Yes,
the
Rennick?
trap
Our way
coming up.
through the problem.
You were saying something, Rennick?
I would say who picked up the lily pad? I think Luggage. No,
I
probably
picked. No one else said anything about it, so at the moment it's in my chest cavity.
sounds perfect to me.
It's just
That's
so
what-
That's
loud.
what my luggage
It's
is.
like a 10-foot.
Yeah. Just got visions of you trying to shove this big fucking lily
I
pad
just
into your
roll-
gut. In my belly.
Bro.
So many references. Oh my god.
So have any of you guys ever seen Aladdin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how the magic carpet's kind of sentient and will
Yeah.
fight you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
this lily pad is not getting in your stomach. It's big. Like it's thick and it's big. Like
Can I roll it up and carry it under, like over my shoulder?
you can try. You might have to fight it.
You might have to fight it.
Then-
Question. Sorry, very quickly. Rennick, what is your modifier to your investigation skill? What bonus do you get to investigation, Rennick?
+1.
+1. Okay. What modifier do you get to investigation, Luggage?
Investigation is -1.
Oof.
-1, so yours is 9. Snack, what do you get to investigation?
0.
0. Okay, that's all good. Zenfire, same question.
+1.
+1. And Egg.
-1.
Rabbit.
Wow.
Same as your passive perception. I can use your passive investigation so that you guys spot things you might not have known to look for. Both Rennick and Zenfire, you both see a small box with a glass top on the countertop buried under tools that appears to contain eyes, like glass eyes for creatures.
Don't look at it.
Looking at this box,
I'm
Rennick,
scared.
you notice that one of these eyes is not glass. This eye appears to be wooden.
Oh.
Mm.
Lord, guys, help me out here. Is that something?
Wooden
I don't
eye.
remember.
This item appears to be a magical item known as an ersatz eye. So it's just an artificial eye that is magically enchanted so that if you lose an eye, you can place an ersatz eye into the socket and it will function as if it was a normal eye.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna
so-
take that and take my because of course I'm gonna be a guy that has a shirt pocket. I'm gonna open that. And go,
And so like, how are we knowing all this
Cue the
stuff?
bloody you
Like, is
putting
there
the eye out later.
Tags on everything?
I think he's gonna have the Rashaka
no.
come back and fuck me.
So Clapperclaw, I have decided is too much of a weakling. So I gave him 3 levels in Wizard and the Identify spell. Specifically because you guys lack that one thing. So I gave him the
Our
ability to
kind
do
of
this
benevolent
for you.
DM strikes again.
You guys have a wonderful sorcerer. Miss Snack is great, but when she is very good at making things run away from her and murdering everything in sight. Not so much the hey, what's this magic item side of magic. She is a very different kind of caster. So I made your little Clapperclaw a little less weak because I didn't want him dying on you guys too easily, and I gave him a lot of utility spells to sort of help out the party as you guys travel. That's all.
All right, so you've taken the wooden eye. Is there any other eyes in said box of eyes?
No,
You can-
I just get stabbed in the corners.
The rest of them don't. The rest of them just appear to be
Muttering.
glass eyes. You can take them. There's a total of 15 eyes. Counting that one, there's a total of 15 in the box. It's like 3 rows of 5. So 14 glass eyes if you want to add a box of glass eyes. But other than
Look,
that,
everyone in favor. Everyone in favor, say aye.
Nay.
Aye. Come
Oh.
on, we've got to take the box of glass eyes.
Like I know you. I know
I'm taking the
the
box of
dad
glass
jokes.
eyes.
The dad jokes need to take a back seat here for my sanity. Not only do I get it from you guys, I also get it from my friends I hang out with every day. So
okay. Room 3. You can see you've been in this room already. It's a very small room. It appears to be some sort of fabric storage. There's just bundles of yarn and cloth. Looking through it, there doesn't appear to be anything interesting. It just appears to be clothes. Nothing of interest unless you guys want some cloth and yarn.
no, I'm
Well, I've
Uh,
just got all my good duds back, so I'm cool.
yeah, you're probably not ugly anymore.
Next
Well, your
up,
clothes
I
aren't
just need
ugly.
to figure out where this room is. Yep, this room's still on the first floor. So this room is
So was that anything magical or wondrous in there, or was it just plain cloth?
Just cloth.
just plain cloth. It's a shack that belongs to an old hag. What do you know?
First of all,
it's-
haberdashery. Watch your step.
You know,
Are you being served?
Yes.
the blood usually gets off at the 4th floor. You know how it is.
Are you free, Mr. Luggage?
So the 5th room, which is the room at the bottom, you see just I'm sliding Simpsons references in left, right, and center tonight. You see a large cupboard stands alone in this dark room. Fine scrollwork frames the cupboard's 2 doors, which are bridged by a circular penna of dark wood. The panel is inlaid with a silver hourglass sigil. So large dark wood cabinet, beautifully inlaid, and a silver hourglass sigil in the middle. What do you guys want to do?
I want to go to Narnia.
Investigate that. I want to check it for traps. I don't know if I
Yeah, I
have
was
that
gonna say, I
ability.
want to check it for traps before I try to, if it's locked, try to lockpick it. So
Okay, either one of you can make me an investigation check, but only one of you can.
Oh, not me. I've got a -1. No,
I got
no.
a +1, but it ain't much.
You're the
You can-
rogue.
Yeah,
You can help Rennick to give Rennick advantage if you want. Luggage.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Oh.
Okay, that's a
Can we get
16.
the scarecrow to do it?
Jay,
We're
is
gonna
this a
keep
point?
16.
Is this a
Yeah,
point? Is this
there
a
we
point where I could give guidance to help with that investigation?
Yeah, this is exactly what guidance is for.
Yay! I'm learning. I'm learning guidance. Guidance. I'm learning.
How much is
I'm gonna
guidance?
Pat him on the shoulder and tell him all the best, buddy. You got this.
Rennick finally feels happy.
Is it a D4 from guidance?
I'm having a look. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yes. Yeah. Roll a d4.
And
I
so
rolled
To your ability check. So add it to your 16.
yeah, add an extra D4 to whatever you roll, dude.
So now it is a 17.
17. That's still better than what it was.
Yeah.
You don't think that this, looking over it, it doesn't appear to be trapped in any way. You sort of grab the handles and push them down, but it won't open. You think that there's no lock on it. You think that this is some sort of puzzle or something. You think that there's some other way to open this.
Can
You also
search
notice
the
that
room?
the hourglass sigil doesn't actually appear to have a gap in it for it to separate the way the rest of the cabinet does.
Egg, you're a problem solver, so I'm gonna leave it to you.
Actually, with your intelligence, Rennick, you immediately realize you just reach out, touch the sigil, and just rotate it so that the hourglass is upside down. So instead of all of the sand being at the bottom, you rotate it so the sand's at the top. You watch as the sigil lights up, the sand slowly starts filing through, and as it does, a clear line appears in the middle, and the cupboard. I just realized that the investigation was lower than your passive, so you can just know that one.
God, how smart are you?
The inside of the cupboard, it was only a DC of 10. It was only a DC of 10.
I was about to do that.
Yeah,
That's all good.
Nice 12.
Rennick, Snack, and Zenfire all knew the answer to that looking at it, theoretically.
I just stood there scratching my head.
The inside of the cupboard is divided into rows of small compartments, each one stuffed with pouches or other tiny containers. One of the containers is a teacup-sized ceramic cauldron, inside which is a scrap of paper with the word spittle spew written on it in common.
I think we go to our
Bavlorna?
teacup-sized friend.
So, going through this, would you guys like to know the wonderful loot that you found within inside this cupboard? The wonderful, glorious things that she locked in here? So,
Yeah.
various buttons of shapes and colors. Just some cutlery from different sets. None of it matches. Just cutlery that she seemed to like. Unopened love letters. I would like to specify, not written by or addressed to Bavlorna, just ones that she took. Old frayed belts, some flowers that just are dried and dead, a single horseshoe, feathers from a few birds. You don't know if she took the feathers from the birds or they rotted away and there's just nothing left of them except the feathers, but there's feathers, and a single chipped teacup. These are her beloved items that she wanted to protect.
That teacup ain't called Chip. I don't want
it. I'm gonna ask. What was the scarecrow's guy's name again? I can't remember.
Clapperclaw.
Clapperclaw. Do you sense any magic in there?
He's had Sorry, I'm just noting something down for later. He has had detect magic up the entire time. He doesn't point out anything. He says the cabinet itself appeared to have some abjuration magic on it, like the whole turning thing, but otherwise doesn't appear to have anything.
The love letters, can we identify who they were from and to, if we could potentially salvage and return some of the damage she's done?
So the first one is from someone by the name of Sunny, and it just says, "To my beloved Cher."
Ha ha ha! You
fucker. Just random people. It doesn't. They appear old.
I don't think we need to forward that one on.
Looking through them, they don't.
Spoiler alert! It doesn't end well.
Let me guess. Is the other one from Ike to Tina? Like...
So, yeah, it they don't. They just appear to be from randoms. You don't recognize any names on them necessarily. No one that any of you have met.
You guys are gonna have to figure that one out. I was taking care of something.
Well, I'm going to take the buttons because I think some of them would look wonderful on my garment.
Yep, taking the buttons.
Can't we? Well, if we ever run into that fellow from the carnival, we can donate the buttons. In fact, I wonder if they have been taken from people.
I think we should take everything out of here. If she's protected this closely.
Everything.
Take the fucking teacup, please. I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, I think we take everything.
Well, what's spittle spew? Did you say you said spittle spew, didn't you? Like
Spittle spew was written on it, yeah.
Okay.
Someone's going to want that back. I mean, they put their name on it.
Well, I'm trying to wonder is that their name? Oh my god!
Well, if you got a name like Spittle Spew and you take the time to
I am Spittle. I come from the long line of spews.
No, sorry, Spittle Spew is written on a piece of paper that was within the cauldron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think these things are important to that evil crone, and we should take them.
So, continuing onwards, the next room that you guys haven't been to is a guest room. You can see this room. This is on the second floor now. This room's dusty, uncluttered, several shadow boxes, which are like boxes of like dark glass, like tinted glass, hang on the wall to either side of a modest bed with moldering linens. Most of the shadow boxes contain mummified pixies pinned to boards like a collection of butterflies. The glass on one of the shadow boxes has been broken, and its contents are missing. This is the room that... Which one of you spotted the shadow lurking about?
I don't remember who that was.
I think that was...
Was
that
Snack.
me or Snack?
I think it was Snack, but...
I think it was Snack too.
This is the room that the shadow was seen coming out of. Fleeing from. So moving on. So, for fact, there is a secret door, like secret passage here that leads from like Bavlorna's main room to the hallway. Fun fact: the first line of description for this is Bavlorna has forgotten about this secret passage. There's nothing of interest in there. It's just a passage.
Sorry, Snack. To come back to it, the night where you were going to put the hat on.
There she is.
That was the the night that the shadow was ditching, and I think you were the only one who had a high enough either roll or passive to pick up that the shadow was leaving, because we were asking AJ about it after you noticed it, and he had no idea. He was having a chat, but he didn't know what they were there for. And then when the witch left, who was talking to Bavlorna, the shadow disappeared as well.
So
is that a reasonable enough catch up, Jay?
yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Was it? I reckon that happened whilst I was stuck in the other world or in a ball, wasn't it?
I think
Yes.
you were in a bubble. Yeah,
Yep.
you touched the mirror and were going back and forth, like trying to.
No,
find
I
a way
read the
back.
bloody writing and then I read it backwards. Other
So,
stupid bullshit.
So what
next
do we
room-
see in here though? Is there anything for us in here, Jay, or just a broken
doesn't
box?
appear to be. Just a broken box and some dead pixies.
Can we
You
give
guys
the
have already
pixies
looted.
a proper burial.
You
Or
can if you
them in
want.
a fireplace or something.
Yeah, you
in
can
the
do that.
fend-off?
You can burn them, if you want. That's certainly an option.
Let's do that as we're going through. Just find
yeah.
a fireplace.
The next
and give
room,
them a
which is the
send-off.
room where you fought Bavlorna, does have a fireplace in it that you could quickly light.
Aha.
Yeah,
Just
give
toss
them
their
a-
bodies into.
give
Just
them a
discard them.
send-off.
Just lob them in there.
No, carefully place them in there, respectfully.
You are a sentimental tree stump, aren't you?
You fucker.
As you enter the room, you see Bavlorna's body still on the ground. Zenfire, as you look at Bavlorna's body, your vision sort of, I don't know how to describe it, sort of like shakes for a second. And for a brief moment, you're not in the room anymore with the others. You're somewhere else.
Okay.
You don't know where. You're in a circular room that appears to be wooden walls, but rough hewn, like the inside of a tree almost. And you can see in front of you are four large portraits. The one directly in front of you is Bavlorna. You can see on the left of her, there is another picture. It's sort of, how do I describe this? Okay, give me a quick second to find images of Bavlorna's sisters, because they're a sight, dude. Her sisters are great. You can see this picture is like, you know the Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but she has like a witch's hooked nose. She has very dark skins, like that sort of outfit, I mean. Very short woman, hooked classic witch's nose, a long chin that comes down. You can see she has pure white eyes. There's no pupils. She's like smiling this massive smile of like yellow, rotted, falling out teeth.
How you doing?
And she has this menacing frown on. I'll send you guys to a picture as soon as I can. On the other side of her, underneath that one, by the way, so underneath Bavlorna's picture, it says Bavlorna. Underneath that picture, it says Scabatha.
Of course it does.
And underneath the other one, you see something genuinely terrifying. You see this skeletal figure, but it's
to the right of Bavlorna.
This one's to the right of Bavlorna. You see this horrifying visage. I will send you guys a picture once we're done to describe it. But you see, so imagine, I'm going to have to describe it in parts. The bottom half from the waist down is like this long black gown that sort of flows out, like those bustles that sort of came out and then down. With like, well, it was almost like spider legs holding it together sort of thing. Instead of a middle torso, there is like a small light coming from that, and you see two figures, two puppets, like little like puppets sort of moving in like a weird like dance, almost like motion. And then the top half, you see a four skeletal arms coming out from underneath like purple gowns. You see this long neck with a skeletal head covered by a purple veil, and connected to the four arms are strings that appear to be puppeting the people within her abdomen. And underneath this picture, it reads...
Jesus Christ.
Not going to give me nightmares at all.
Enderlin. So Bavlorna, Scabatha, and Enderlin. And then you see these three. And as you turn to see the fourth picture has been slashed There are 3 massive chunks taken out of it, and the bottom of it appears to have been burnt up slightly. You can barely make out a woman's visage. She appears mostly human, long black hair, maybe mid to late 20s, relatively pretty. She's wearing like a very simple set of leather armor. She has a large golden staff in one hand and a short sword in the other. You can't make out many details about her face. And the name at the bottom, it is clear that someone has tried to scratch this name out. They have tried time and time again, but you can still make out the name. And the name, it simply reads, is Tasha.
Is that the queen who's been locked up?
The queen who has been locked up is, I have forgotten her name. What is her name, Lily? Oh no, my brain stopped working. This
That's okay.
is the
Sorry.
entire plot.
So no, I just had a suspicion that the queen
it
who's
Zyblina?
been surpassed is
Zyblina.
Yeah.
Zyblina is the queen. This picture, it might be her, but this picture is marked with the name Tasha.
Okay,
This
right,
appears
thank
to
you.
be.
I'll
This
keep my suspicions
Zenfire.
to myself then.
Oh, good. Zenfire, you know that this is the 3 sisters.
Yes.
Obviously, Scabatha, Bavlorna, and Endelin, the Hourglass Coven, as they are known. You don't know who this 4th person is or why her portrait hangs here. But
like
in an
Tasha's
instant,
portrait of every-
it is gone. Hey, Egg, get a point of inspiration, my dude.
What?
I didn't hear what he said.
You're right.
He was right. He got the name right.
You're right. Do you
Sabrina.
guys want to see a picture of Tasha? I can show you a picture of Tasha right now because she is on the cover of her very own book. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Tasha.
Boom.
Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. It is the newest book that they released with, like, it was for a while there. And it's one of the newer books. It has a heap of subclass options in that. In fact, Rennick, your subclass option appears in this book.
Hey.
Tasha is a very, very famous witch. Not a wizard, not a sorcerer, not a warlock. She is a witch. But what her picture is doing here, who knows? This is a much younger Tasha, though, than the one there. This is Tasha from before she became immortal. This is Tasha from her youth, when she was still just an adventurer. So yeah. Scabatha, Bavlorna, Endelin, and Tasha.
Okay.
Zenfire, your vision sort of starts to fade as you look at these 4 portraits in front of you. They all sort of seem to almost push away from you as they like fly back. The hallway becomes endless. And you sort of feel this presence behind you, this looming over you. And as you turn to look behind you, you see one last portrait. It is enormous. It extends into the distance in either direction and straight up. And as you look up at it, the visage you see is horrifying. You see, it's not that horrifying in and of itself. You see an elderly woman. There is a crow on her shoulder, and she holds a staff in her hands that she sort of rests on. It's almost as if she's staring straight down at you with this blank face. She has one black eye, one white eye, long green robes with like this strange swamp behind her. As the image stares down at you, you see the picture begin to move.
Okay.
And the woman begins to slowly reach down towards you, Zenfire. Her
Wake
hand
up, wake up.
Can I
wraps
BL
around
help?
you. And as she picks you up, you see the nameplate for this image is on the top. As she looks into your eyes, there's not hatred or anger or sadness. She gives you a look that terrifies you because she looks at you the way that you might look at an ant. You're like, she picked you up like, oh, what's this thing doing here? You're like a rapper in the wind, just something she's just going to toss away and not think of, a second thought. I have forgotten the name that I need. Why does this keep happening?
Because it's a crazy
That's
night.
it. The name that is on the top nameplate, I will put it in chat.
Oh. Name that should
Which
not be
chat, to be
spoken.
honest?
This one.
Dante, you have the privilege.
What chat are you putting it in?
The chat one.
The call one, the
OBS chat.
the ninja one.
I love it. Baba Yaga, the mother. I love it. So hard.
As she picks you up, Zenfire, your vision clears and you're back in the room staring at the body. There are only... You suddenly have 3 things burned into your head, Zenfire. Just, you don't know how you know this information, but it's there.
It's there.
And the 3 things are simple. You know that there is a hollowed out tree in Thither called Loon Lurch.
Tree in Thither called Loon Lurch.
You know that this is the lair of Scabatha Nightshade, the youngest member of the Hourglass Coven.
Scabatha.
Classy.
Stop picking at it.
And you know that apart from Zyblina, the original ruler of Prismere, there is only one thing that the Hourglass Coven all have, that they all hate as much as Zyblina, that they all despise and they all want gone as much as Zyblina. And that
Zenfire's dress sense.
is something called Tasha.
Okay.
That Tasha person, you don't know who she is or how she plays into this, but all you know is that the 3 sisters hate her and they want her gone.
Okay, so we've got holdout tree in Thither
I
called
like her already.
Loon Lurch.
I like her already.
I'll send you guys a picture of Scabatha Nightshade after this too. She's freaking great. I love her.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is that Egg's going to be flirting. Albert Eggmeister's going to be flirting with Scabatha when they meet. By the sounds of this, he's
No,
enamored.
Tasha.
Oh, Tasha.
Same.
Sorry.
Tasha is a being so powerful and so beyond your mortal comprehension at this point. Tasha has been
Egg's gonna
around for
shoot his
so
shot,
long.
okay?
Hey, look, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
If only I was a bard, I'll give you bardic inspiration for it.
I'll take a level in Warlock. She can be my thing, yeah.
Your patron.
Give me your patron.
I'm actually pretty sure that she is listed in several places as a potential warlock patron.
Yes.
There you go. Let's hope you get, mate.
All right, so I've come back into the presence of this room,
Yes.
mentally, physically, whatnot. Did I physically disappear, or did people sort of just know
No.
I was wigging out?
No, you all walked into the room and now you're here.
Okay, cool.
You
So,
not even a second, barely a second has passed.
Right. So I can share this information, or I have shared this information.
You can share this information at your
Yeah.
discretion.
Right. All right. So I will come to in this room, just sort of look and go, was I just gone? Did you go? I just, as we walked in, I was transported to another room, and I don't know, it feels like I was there forever. And it was horrid. There was the pictures, there's Bavlorna, there was Scabatha, there was this other sketchy Skeletor thing with 8 legs and 4 arms and a dodgy puppet show. And then there was this other picture that had the name Tasha, and it was like destroyed, like as if someone had vented their rage at it. And then this like ginormous thing picked me up, and I had the sudden urge to quote Keanu Reeves lines, but it was like really sketchy,
Keanu
and it
Reeves?
transported me back to this presence, and I don't know how, but I know these 3 things now. I know where we need to go.
Your characters all know who Keanu Reeves is. He was in John Wick. You guys all saw John Wick.
Exactly.
I didn't realize they had John Wick in
Everyone knows
The
Bubby.
Wild Below Beyond the Witchlight.
Oh yeah, it was a worldwide hit, man. Made
Yeah.
millions. Spawned two
Right,
sequels.
Yeah, that was just Keanu Reeves' normal day.
You know,
He just
Keanu
filmed
Reeves
it,
from
you
Fortnite.
know?
Yeah, that wasn't that. He wasn't even a character in that movie. He was just being himself. It was just it was actually a documentary, don't you know? John Wick. It was a
Again,
docu series.
I don't remember seeing any movie projectors in in The Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
Well,
I'm just
yeah,
going to
that's
be looking
because-
at
That's because you guys never
Zenfire.
went to a theater. You've got to go to a theater.
That's right.
You guys never went. Sorry.
Anyway,
But I know these three things. I know that in Thither there's a hollowed out tree, and this tree is called Loonlurch, and this is the lair of Scabatha, one of the
See,
sisters.
You could be telling,
how
like, I've had a vision, or you could just be making a whole thing up. But like,
This is
with all
true,
these
but I
names
have-
and everything, I could like, you have no way of telling which one's which.
you did come out sounding from nowhere like you'd found Babylon's secret cocaine
Yeah,
stash.
did
I'm
you
not
eat-
gonna lie.
It's true.
Did you eat
Don't
the cake in
cocaine.
luggage's chest cavity? Like,
I mean, I don't, that's a vacuous hole that no one knows the depths of the ends of. Like, so I couldn't possibly. But
I
anyway,
have no
look,
reason to
take it
doubt
on
you.
face
but
value. Call me an
are you
idiot. Like,
okay?
just this is what has suddenly popped into my head. There it is. You know, I know that this Tasha name that was on the scratched out image. I just get this overwhelming feeling that this sketchy triumvirate of hags like just hate this so much. Hate this person so much.
well,
A door opens to your right.
Oh shit!
Someone leans through, and it's like that. It's like he just walked in on something he shouldn't have been seen. He's still holding the door handle as he leans through and goes, "Well, you see, standing in front of you is a man. He is 5'6", roughly. You can see that he has a pair, like human, short brown hair, a pair of short horns. Have you guys all seen the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the first Narnia
You,
movie?
Mr. Tumnus,
Yeah,
you're doing Mr.
Mr.
Yeah,
Tumnus.
just picture Mr. Tumnus, except naked as the day he was born. Butt ass naked. He just sort of stands there like this satyr, this male satyr, naked as everything, flying in the wind, just
How
Well.
you doing?
How you doing?
didn't mean to
Hello.
interrupt. And he's just slowly closing the door, just, you guys have a good, is she dead? You know what? No, I shouldn't ask questions. You're strangers. Have a wonderful, bye! And he shuts the door.
No, gotta
He
stick
just-
an arm, a hand, a foot,
yeah.
something in the door.
You
I've not
stick a foot in the
researched over
door, and
anything
as you
there.
pull it open, he has run across the other side of the room that you are now in. This room appears to be, where is it? Some sort of like aviary for birds, and he is opening a window or trying to. He's come on, fucking open! God damn it! He grabs a cage nearby and smashes the window. Turns around to see you coming. And, okay, Rennick,
I'm gonna use command and just go drop.
okay, what is the saving throw for command? Is it wisdom?
It is wisdom 14. I want it to stop.
Wisdom 14.
Halt. Sorry, halt's the word I want.
He all of a sudden, he is like arms on the window part way out. He stops and like as if from like a movie shot, it's like just imagine the outside of this building with a satyr looking out the window and all of a sudden just seeing Rennick from the side just knock him out of view to the ground as the satyr, hey, get off me, god damn it, I'll take you. Let's go, mate. Come on, 1v1B. Let's go. Come on.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Do I
He is laying into you. He is. This satyr is quite possibly the weakest creature you've ever encountered. It's like you know when a child's getting violent, so you just sort of palm the forehead and hold them there. Yeah, it's that. You just sort of like put like a hand on his chest and just hold him there, and he's just whacking your arm. He eventually stops and just sort of lays there and sort of puts his arms behind his head and says, "Well, this is a situation, isn't it?"
You're down by the armpits and go, you have a lot of things to answer.
Oh,
First things first, my penis is just right there. Are we going to address that, or are we just going to ignore that one?
It won't be the first time. It was there last time when I fought some goblins.
It won't. First time for you or first time for me?
I won't tell.
Are you? I don't think you know how sex works.
No, it doesn't.
That explains how it's your first time. Anyway, if I could have some pants and then leap from that window to my death, that'd be great. Or to my survival. I actually don't know. I can't tell the
Yeah, no, you're not doing that jumping part, but I do agree with the pants part.
Could we go and grab some cloth from the previous room and just wrap it
someone
around
just tie
him?
something over this, please.
You guys can get him some clothes, yes.
Yeah, all right.
I'm not giving him the chance to get away.
Did I burn the halt spell? I just want to know if I used that spell slot. Or did Rennick get him first? Okay.
Yeah,
I thought that's what you said, but he froze.
you stopped him, and while he was frozen, Rennick just...
Like,
I took the free sack.
Rennick gave him a day.
That's a funny turn of phrase when his penis is out. And I know you're talking about a tackle, but sack.
Yeah, I chose my words.
Just be careful. The
I don't
marble
even care for football, but that's the time I chose to care about it.
Lane there, he says, so if we're going to do this, my name's Vansel. What's yours?
Yeah. I actually had his name written down as Mr. Tumnus.
No, sorry, no, his name's not Vansel. Vansel is someone you guys will meet later.
Not
he says, my name's...
Vansel have a sister named Gretel? Or...
No, his name is James. James McAvoy.
James, awesome.
James what?
James McAvoy.
James, are you serious?
That's rather specific.
It's just a name. I just pulled it just out of the air.
Oh yeah, I've never heard that name before.
Just out of the air.
Yeah,
James. James is his name. I'm gonna need to change all of my notes for this dumb joke. For this dumb joke that didn't get a laugh. It wasn't funny. It just amused me.
Hey, just go with it.
James the Satyr sort of just lays on the ground. James McAvoy from X-Men. First class lays on the ground, being held on the ground by Rennick.
Mate, they can't all be sack jokes. That's all I'm saying.
Do you let him up or not? Do you let him up or not?
No, he just openly said that he was going to try to jump out the window, so I'm not going to hold him too hard because it's not going to take much. But I'm just going to... There, buddy, you're done. You're resting right now.
In that case, he stops resisting and just lays there. He accepts it. He, arms under the head, just gets comfy.
I don't know. He asked our names. I'm going to let him know mine and also answer his question. So James Bavlorna is dead.
You're welcome.
He sits there and says, "Oh, that's interesting. This is." Whew.
Can we inquire as to why James was here and naked?
Right.
There's
yes.
A lot of questions. Yeah.
So, clothes make a lot of noise when you're trying to be sneaky. So
right.
I don't know about you, brother, but my clothes never get in the way of me sneaking. Just saying.
And I was here because, well, maybe you should do more sneaking and less tackling then. I'm here because, well, you see, long story, I was kidnapped.
Right.
Okay.
You know what? No, that's not such a long story. It's like one word, kidnapping.
Yeah.
Is that a long story?
You were kidnapped naked?
You know what? It's fine. I'll chat to my producers. We'll get Ben Affleck or something. We'll stretch it out. Sorry, what?
Were your clothes not kidnapped?
You were kidnapped naked?
No, I was kidnapped and then I broke out and I decided that I wanted to stealth. And so I took my clothes off because they're noisy.
You would rock out.
Okay, what clothes were you wearing? I have to know. What clothes are
basically
noisy?
Just imagine a bunch of bells sewn together.
Right.
I agree with you. Good call.
Is this your natural attire?
Yeah, that's just sort of what I wear. It was cool.
So
Where did you escape from? From Bavlorna?
Yeah, upstairs. I was upstairs.
Why Why did she kidnap you?
That's a good question. Why does she do anything?
point.
I know why she's dead on the ground, but you know,
Well,
Yeah,
here's
I
the good
don't.
news.
What's that about?
Good.
I fucking killed her.
You
Good
sort of
news,
lay
don't
there,
have
you
to jump out
see
the window.
James just
You
sort
can
of
walk out.
cool. I can walk out. Well, I mean, we're surrounded by water, so I'm still swimming. But wonderful, wonderful.
So, Mr. McAvoy, where do you hail from? Don't say Scotland.
So I'm
Oh my god.
no, I come from a place called. Let me actually get the actual name of the area up. I come from a studio called.
Studio.
Do I want to? Do I want to go
Commit.
for this dumb
Commit.
joke?
Commit.
Mate,
Yeah,
you're in now.
I come from 20th Century Fox, Marvel Entertainment, The Donner's Company, Bad Hat, Harry Productions, June Entertainment, Ingenious Film Partners, Village, about 2 hours that way. No,
Right.
he says he comes from he comes from Downfall. He lives here in Hither. He says. He says I come from hither. Well, I came from thither originally, but I kind of got grabbed by Scabatha, and then I escaped, and then I got grabbed again, then I escaped, and then I got grabbed again. So originally from thither, but that was about 10, 15 years ago. I kind of just keep escaping, then getting grabbed.
James,
So yeah, what up?
are you able to?
Sorry, James is actually an A-list. My real name is Xavier.
Okay, Xavier,
Can I do
read
an
my
insight
mind. Are you able to help us breach the boundaries of hither and thither? Can you guide
As
us
you say
between
that,
those
you
two
see
places?
Clapperclaw in the corner just raises his hands like, the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah, I know, right? Clever is our guide.
Stay
Vansel-
with me. Stay
Vansel
with
sort
me.
of turns his head and
It
says,
doesn't hurt in our line of business to have a backup plan.
I can't, but I think the gorgeous prince over there can. I see you. Those cheekbones.
Keep your clothes on,
Rennick
buddy.
looks offended.
I don't have clothes on. That's part of my problem.
I thought we gave him clothes.
Yeah,
We
put
did. We
pants
gave
on
him clothes.
He's just sitting there, candle in the wind.
He hasn't put them on because no one's let him get up to get dressed.
He doesn't need to get up to get dressed.
We're covering the important parts.
So,
He's just got this pile of clothes on his.
I did an insight check on him
What
for
is
16. That's his
junk?
actual name.
No, it's not. You think he's not necessarily lying. You think for a 16, Reddick, you think he's just very amused by everything that's happened. You think that he's just very amused by the current situation. You don't think he's angry or anything. You think he's lying more in a joking way with himself than
He's
to actually
Okay.
deceive you guys. You think he's just having fun and enjoying himself at the moment.
Yeah, his name's Xavier.
He looks at you and winks when you say that.
So there's a
He
chance.
sees.
Xavier, do you know of any
saying
other
there's a
traps that we should be
chance.
aware of in this cottage that you discovered
In
during
here?
your escape?
No.
Anywhere in this place?
Why am I hearing the hello there?
No, I don't know of any other.
Why was the General Kenobi playing?
Mate, that's not coming through our audio.
No. Why are you
And you're-
Oh, I think
transitioning?
my OBS is messing up. 1 second.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
streaming
yeah.
on
You
screen.
didn't transition to portrait and with
Yeah.
a nice stinger. Nice stinger.
Thank
But
you.
you did let us know that your stream was starting soon.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start it, but actually, talking
Okay.
about starting my stream. I do have work.
Yeah, we have to go.
No worries.
I
I only have, if I can just wrap up with James. James, if Bavlorna stole anything from you, we recommend checking the cupboard in the next room.
James stands up and says, "No, but this," and he just pulls a stick out from behind his back,
I'm scared to touch that stick.
"is for the lady," and he hands it to you, Rennick. You see him and blow on it first, and then hands it to you.
I'm gonna take the pants that are covering him and grab that stick with that.
He got it off the ground as he stood up.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll grab it.
Okay, cool.
It's just-
As you grab it, a small sunflower starts to appear and bloom on the end of it.
Oh,
And much like a sunflower, it follows the brightest thing in the room, Rennick.
Aw.
You're sending me up to work in a good mood. Very rare. My colleagues are gonna like you.
All right. Is there anything else we need loot wise, or do you want to come back to this cottage?
I can just run through quickly and message you guys at some point before next week all the loot you find, so we can move on next session.
Sounds perfect.
yeah,
to me.
cool. That sounds good.
And
If it's
then
just
you guys
loot
can
management,
double them up.
yeah,
it's
we can just create a central list and figure out how it's going to get divvied.
yeah,
At
it's
the
just
moment,
gonna
I'm
be
just
loot management.
dragging the lily pad. I read the abilities. That
Dragging
looks like
it.
an amazing device.
Yeah.
Might I suggest that if one of us attuned to the lily pad, we wouldn't have to drag it, and it would just probably go with us.
It just
based
takes
on
time to attune to.
DMs.
Yeah, that's why I'm dragging it.
Um,
We haven't
That's
made
why-
the
that's
decision
how
how to
it is,
divvy up the
okay.
loot. Let's
one
do the
thing-
admin. Let's do that admin side of things. Between streams, and if we can get the full loot list, that'll give us a chance to look up the items, and it'll just
Indeed.
save, because I know we have limited time when we do run these sessions. That we can, unless anyone's got a burning desire to role play that through, I think we can.
No, yeah, no.
I do have a quick question, Jay. For the familiar, do I need to look up anything?
Yes, Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, if that's who the cat's modeled after, I'm so happy that they're in our party.
Jesus.
I hate
Sorry,
the
my
fact that
brain
you
is
make
not
that
working.
sound.
I'm flicking through stuff right now. Sorry.
You're good.
My brain turned off about half an hour ago.
Yeah, honestly,
So would
Well,
we say
what
that that old bloody Xavier displays some magic? Is that like a fair thing to note down, given that he turned a stick
Yeah.
into a sunflower?
He's a Feywild creature, so
Right,
all of them
right,
have an
right.
innate sort of Fey magic about them. Most creatures you find in the Feywild will have some magic.
Okay.
It's almost as if I'll have to also message us an extra special magic item to Rennick, because that he has actually just gifted you a small magic item.
A long sticky thing.
That's pretty cool.
I am the brightest.
Actually, Rennick, could you please add to your inventory a staff of bird calls?
A staff
Ooh.
of bird calls.
This wooden staff is decorated with bird carvings, or in your case, a sunflower. It has 10 charges. While holding it, you can use an action to expend 1 charge and cause it to create one of the following sounds out to a range of 60 feet. A finch's chirp, a raven's caw, a duck's quack, a chicken's cluck, a goose's honk, a loon's call, a turkey's gobble, a seagull's cry, an owl's hoot, or an eagle's shriek. It regains 1d6 plus 4 charges every day at dawn, and if you expend all 10 charges at any point, you roll a d20, and on a natural 1, the staff explodes in a harmless cloud of bird feathers and is lost forever. A
Aw.
common magic item, nothing too special, but a nice little trinket from the person you helped.
It is
I
now
mean-
equipped, and I will use this unsparingly.
That'd be great for deception stuff too. That's really cool.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All
I can
right,
think
I
of a
am
few ways to
conscious of
use
the
it.
time, guys and girls, and I know that we should be right to start getting back on our normal schedule. So I'm happy to do those admin stuff, and we can always do a quick summary of what went where at the start of the
Yeah.
next stream as well.
Whenever you're ready, Jay, just
For
send us
anyone who's
the
followed
list
along
and
at
we'll all
Yeah.
throughout the day work out what's going to
Yeah,
happen.
just-
all good. I'll
Keen for the magical acts.
go through.
And by I mean by that is they'll work throughout the day while I'm sleeping, and then when I'll come back and pick out the scavengings.
Yeah, all good. It's only a few items, and
Oh,
I'll note down any.
It's
gold
not
on
like
that,
we're
send
all
it to-
strangers. We'll I'm sure we'll work out what needs to go
Yeah.
best allocated to where.
Yeah. Most of the items you guys will pretty easily be able to be like, oh, well, that is useful for this person, and that's useful for.
All right.
Cool.
Thank
all
you,
good then.
team.
Is there any
Jake,
plate armor?
thank you
Sorry
again
for
for
being
that,
late.
and for how you. Oh, and thanks for how you
You're
came in.
okay.
That was very entertaining.
Yeah.
That was the
Friday night.
highlight. That was
That
worth
was.
the fucking wait.
That was
Just the
gold.
Jay panic going, I don't have anything.
I have to pack everything up now. It's great. I didn't even need any of it.
Thanks everybody. I'm going to jump off as well. I'm not going to
Yeah, I
raid
gotta-
for
I
those in
gotta
chat.
start it out.
Got to go.
Bye,
do
all.
Y'all have a
family
good
stuff.
night.
Thanks all. That was so much fun.
See ya.
Thanks
See you,
everyone.
everyone.